Greetings and salutations, viewers. We're here at Book Expo America 2017 yet again with Waldorf Publishing. I have yet another author of theirs. Thank you for joining me. I was hoping to learn about your book.
Well, do you want to learn what it's about?
Yes, please.
All right. First of all, it's called Tower Blues, which is a play on the Blue Tower that was part of the Danish royal castle in the 17th century, because the king thought that he should have the worst criminals right next to his own apartment, which is kind of a strange notion.
That sounds safe.
Yeah, that's certainly what he wanted. What he didn't know was that after his death, his own daughter, who is the primary character of this book, would be imprisoned there on a charge of complicity in high treason. Her husband had committed treason against the Danish crown. Well, she refuses to know anything about treason, and so she just sits there without trial, but nonetheless, she sits there for 22 years, until finally we have a new king. The old king has died, the old queen has died, and some of the rancor has died with them. And so she's free. But in those 22 years, she wrote a number of pieces of writings, different kinds, shorter and longer. One particularly about her prison years. And I remember the summer I was 6, I was introduced to her on a deck of cards that had pictures of famous Danish people, like Hans Christian Andersen and Søren Kierkegaard and so forth. And there was only one woman, and that was this Leonora Christina, whom I'm writing about, sitting in a chair in her prison. And at 6, I was so fascinated with what they told me about her and the life lessons that I thought she could teach me, that I absolutely had to know everything about her. So I read everything I could find in history books, in her own writings. And so that has resulted in Tower Blues. And the subtitle is Solving the Riddle of Confinement. And the riddle, obviously, how can you be free in prison?
Yeah.
And she solves that in her own way by creating a life for herself in these 22 years. So she can walk out of there as strong and tall and straight as she walked in. I think that's quite a feat.
That's really fascinating and very cool.
Yes, I thought so too. And I'm an outdoor person. I simply couldn't imagine how someone could survive without being outdoors, doing all kinds of outdoor things. And then I thought the only salvation is books. Well, she didn't even have books. But she wrote on sugar wrappers, and she made ink out of ale, and she got a chicken feather that she shaped into a pin. And so little by little, with these very crude instruments, she was able to write a book.
You'd be surprised how creative people can get when they have a story to tell.
This is astounding. It's a really astounding work of creativity, I think.
What has your creative process been like putting it into print?
Well, I really had some very good luck. I published 3 nonfiction books. Rowman and Littlefield published it. And when they heard I was writing another, they wrote me and asked if I would be interested in publishing again with Rowman and Littlefield. But I call this creative nonfiction because the people are real, but I have taken vast liberties with what I have read, and all the interpretations are my own. So I didn't think I could sell it as a piece of non-creative fiction, or non-fiction. So I thought, well, if I call it creative nonfiction, I have to find another publisher. And then I just happened to meet Barbara, and she said, oh, I would really like to publish your book. And that's how that happened, just like that. Boom.
She's very good at that.
She certainly, I have heard her saying for it because I didn't know her. My son did. He's the one over there writing with, John wrote a book about him. And so he knew Barbara, and I think he may have mentioned it, but anyhow, Barbara heard about this enterprise. And so I said, sure, let's go with it.
And when is this book available for purchase?
It is available in November. It comes out the 1st of November. She
Okay.
kind of worked hard, I think, to squeeze it into this year, because first she thought it couldn't be until 2018, but she managed now to get it in before the end of the year.
That's
so
good.
that's pretty good, yeah.
And is it available for pre-sale or?
Well, that you'll ask Barbara about. See, I'm completely out of the sales bit. I just do the writing.
That's fine.
I was a teacher all my life. I taught college English. So I have never had to, sell anything, for which I'm deeply grateful. I'm not good at that.
It takes a special kind of person to do sales.
It does. And I grew up in the shoe store, and my parents were very good at it. They were creative, and they were good at choosing the right kind of shoes for people, but that just wasn't anything I ever really wanted to do. I just wanted to read and write.
Oh, fair enough.
So there we are. People are different. But I think it'll be a really good story for people to write. And somehow I think it's a tale for our time. Mm-hmm. I'm not the only person who feels confined by gag orders and various border limitations and walls to be built. And I mean, there's a lot of confinement issues out in our world today.
A few too many.
So, a few too many is my outlook on that, but I mean, other people may not share that, but I feel that there is a sense of confinement in our current political situation. And so I thought, well, how interesting that this book is now coming out dealing with that very issue that some of us may actually share.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hope our viewers out there go check it out.
I do too.
And go to Waldorf's website to see if you can pre-order it.
Good.
And after having purchased it and read it, post in the comments, what did you think of it? What were your thoughts, so we can continue the conversations? And as always, we will see you next time.